you know, you,
Good point.
Gary, I tell you this, man. I really got a chance to really track your journey, and man, it's impressive. When did this all start out with you, brother? When does it? I mean, take me to the beginning, brother.
All right. Well, the beginning is coming home from a movie theater at age 4 and playing the theme of the film on the piano at home.
Wow.
And then my parents freaking out saying, "What do we have here?" Because nobody in the immediate family was really, I mean, everybody loved music, and they're music oriented people in the kind of the external, outside the core family, outside the nuclear family, mostly in music retail, but that was too much. So they started me with piano lessons at age 5. Wow. And I didn't like the rigor. I didn't like the rigor, but I learned intervals and chords at an early age, whereas a lot of people learned classical. The thing that was by the time I was 6, 7 years old, I could listen to a song on the radio and tell you what the chords were. So that way ahead of the game. So that's right before the golden era of the music on the radio was not that great when I was 6 and 7 years old. But then when I was 12, when the Beatles hit, or 11, when Stevie Wonder hit and the Beatles hit and Motown hit, then it was all over. Because then I would go to the piano, put the radio on the piano, learn basically everything I could, play whatever I could. Didn't really work on my voice, but just, I was like, as someone wrote in my high school yearbook, if we could convert an individual into a radio, it would be you. I didn't really start thinking about writing. I mean, I had a couple people come up to me and say, "Man, why don't you start doing your own music?" Because when I was 18, I'd already been playing for 14 years.
Wow.
It's like, so I didn't really, I think I wrote one tune, but I never thought of music being my career. I mean, my parents were never really on top of me to do anything. They had their own crises and their own problems. And, I was some sort of a weirdo in the house, man. So
soon, we got to talk about what's happening recent. You got some new material that you're working on that was really riveting, and I feel like there's certain music that gives me goosebumps.
Right on.
When I got a chance to really listen to some of your new stuff, it's like I got goosebumps. It was amazing. Wow. I'm like, I don't know. I think it's the subject matter, is what you're saying, is your delivery. Everything is just kind of really cohesive. What got you to come up with some of this new stuff? And if you could tell the audience some of the new stuff you're working on.
I will. And yeah, there was a big transition moment after writing for about 10 years. I started writing in the late 70s and did pretty well. First demo tape got picked up by Warner Brothers. I started working with Diane Warren in the studio as her demo producer. Met Alan Thicke as his music director. I started giving Robin piano lessons. And I was playing with Bonnie Raitt and Bruce Hornsby's band. I won the grand prize of the American Song Festival. I mean, there were always these things going on. But then the thing that I was missing in my music was the social commentary, because I always paid attention to what was going on. I've always had a heart for the underdog. I've never liked anything about discrimination, anything about prejudice. I smell it a mile away. Right. And it's close to home, man. It's not necessarily in my home, but it's part of nobody feels the way I do in my immediate family about coming from the Jewish culture. There's no proselytizing, but there's a thread about the common humanity.
I'm glad that you are bringing that forward in your music, and just to let the audience know, where do they find you? Then where do they come? Figure out how to see what you got going on next.
Right now, I just have a little portfolio site called Gary Pickett's Music that just has my top songs my top instrumentals, because I've been trying to get some sync agent to try to get some of the stuff in TV and film. But really, the thing is the Momentisphere, which is more of a forum for my work and the other people that are part of my family, my musical family, to be. Or they've been part of my musical family, but they've drifted or they're doing other things. But we're starting this thing. I don't have any really final destination that I could tell, come here and do this. You can go to listen to my music at GaryPickusMusic.com or GPick or GRPick.com, which was my last website, which was based on the Australian Aborigine things that are being songlines all over the world that we're just following. I also am very big into animal rights because there's this whole thing of, like, what a sentient being is, something that feels. And it's like people are acting like they have a sentient removal kit at some point in their life when it comes to something that's not them. So it's like speciesism. I have a handful of tunes that are animal rights tunes also, as well as human rights tunes, because children and the defenseless, animals are really basically defenseless. Children are basically defenseless. They get more heart from me because they can't fight back.
They can't fight back, yeah.
So,
well, I tell you one thing. I know one person that has fought back, and that's you, and you have maintained your relevancy, and you have been absolutely dynamic. And let me tell you something, man. It's an absolute pleasure and honor to be sitting here with you. And I don't want to cut you short, but I do want to know. I think there was a.
We can see the drama plucked from your mama in dawn's early light. Sophia laughed in a foil blanket while your uncle cries frantic in jail all night. We're so overdue to stop this madness since it started raining sadness down the cheeks of the first little frightened face. Now we've got to keep our beacons burning, lead the way till they're all returning back to loving arms where they feel safe. Dear little ones in icy rooms, we share your scars. We failed you so far, so far, so far, so far. Your daughters and sons, the seekers like you, blessed to lift up the banner of spangled stars.
What's happening?
How you doing? How you doing, Sly?
How you feeling, my brother?
Everything's good, man. Can't complain, man.
We can't complain, man. We can't complain. Welcome to the Mr. Margarita show, man.
All right, I appreciate that. Thank you, man.
It feels good to finally have you on board, man. And we've been playing phone time. We both extremely busy. I'm out here right now, currently on the East Coast and handling some things. And, it feels really good to finally connect with you, my brother.
Man, feel the same feelings over here, man. I really appreciate the opportunity to be there too, man. Like, I know we're gonna do something.
So let's start with you now. So tell me where you're based at, your childhood. How was it like growing up? And just as a young, Miami they say jit. As a young jit coming up, how was it like?
Yeah, it was pretty cool, to be honest. Like, I didn't have a dad around, but when he came in my life, he was at the right time, to be honest. And like, since I was little, I always liked music and stuff. Really, like, I'm from Haiti, actually. I'm part Jamaican Haitian. Like, I was raised with my mom. Like, my mom raised me, actually, and it was pretty cool, but not that cool. because my mom was my dad. Like, she had like to do everything. And then it was
Right.
a little bit tough for me, like, where we came from, to be honest. Like, and financially, it was all right. It wasn't that all that, till I moved in here. So I moved here, like, it was like when I was 19. So everything was pretty cool when I moved here. Like, I started going to school, go to college and stuff. And, I had to start working kind of early, trying to make.
Cool, man. What really got you into music? Like, what was the thing for you to say, hey, this is something that I really want to do?
Like, since I was like little, actually, I remember when I used to go to school, one of my teacher was a rapper. And then like sometimes like when I listen to his music, it was pretty cool. And then when I when I see him, I always want to do something for him. He'd be like, damn, you got a little talent inside of you. I'd be like, you think so? He'd be like, yeah, you got it. You got the rhythm, you got like the flow and stuff like that. If I was you, I would have tried it. And since then, like when he said that, it's just like, you take one person to spark something inside of you. And then once he mentioned that, I was like, man, I think so too. It's like I always feel like I got it, but I never tried it, And then like since then I started like, going at it, me and my friends who was like, getting the beat on the on the bench, going like boom, boom, bop. And then like, spitting somewhere, like, I got everybody attention. They was like, yo, that's good. That's good. I feel like, okay, man, if everybody like it, man, I'm going to just go for it, It was pretty cool to please, like, to put a smile on everybody's face. They'd be like, damn.
What would you say your style is? I mean, like, how would you describe your music? Like, how are you coming? What is your approach to it?
Okay, so my approach to music is just like, for the beginning, I'm trying to let people know, where we came from, like what am I, like what I got in my mind. Like I'm not too different from the other ones. We still like, we're still the same, but a little bit like more. I got a little bit of more flavor in me because when I be singing, it's just like you can hear the accent. I don't know. I didn't know what's an accent when people keep like putting it out. They'd be like, you got an accent, you got an accent. When I'll be like, what is an accent? Right. Like that little spice that you got, like, that can tell you're not from here. Like, I'll be like, right. Is that it? They'd be like, no, actually that shit look good.
It's good, right? And you got a deep voice, man. So I'm sure on the right track, compliment well.
I appreciate that.
Now, final thing. Where can the people reach, follow you? How can they get in contact with you? Once they see this, I'm sure that you're going to develop some fans. So where can they find you at?
Like, I got my Instagram. Like, they can follow me on my Instagram, which is Santanslan. It's SANTANSLAN. They can follow me over there. I got Facebook also. It's like James Lee J Zo on Facebook. It's James Lee JAMESLEY. J-Zo is the G and ZOE. Like, yeah, definitely. I would appreciate it.
Zo, baby. Come on now. Hey, look, Sapase, baby.
Nabule. Yeah.
James Lee, man, much love to you, man. We definitely got to connect too. Off the record, we got to connect, my brother.
Of course, man.
I love your energy. I love your spirit, man. And let's shake the world together, my brother.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you, man, for welcome. Like, thank you for having me with you. Thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate that. Like, I think it's the beginning and big things gonna come. Like, big things have to come. Yeah.
You know what? You got that right. All right, take care, my brother.
All right, you have a wonderful day, man. Thank you so much, man.
Much love.
Hi. Thank you for tuning in to Mental Margarita. I am the Rebel, and this is my rant. So, let's talk about movies. See, we already know that Hollywood lacks a serious diversity on and off the camera. But whenever they do make these films, they create this nasty little habit of giving those diverse films or roles to white actors. We're talking about 75% of speaking roles are given to white actors and actresses. And that's perfectly fine. But some of those parts are actually characters of color. So let's go down my list. Angelina Jolie plays Marianne Pearl in the film A Mighty Heart. Ben Affleck is Antonio J. Mendez in Argo. Johnny Depp plays Tonto, and Elizabeth Taylor is Cleopatra. Christian Bale plays Moses. And what about Russell Crowe in Noah? I mean, we don't even want to talk about Passion of Christ, right? In the black and white films, as a matter of fact, John Wayne played Genghis Khan. Now, if you ask me, that's a comedy. In 2016, Michael Jackson was played by a British actor. But you know what? That one's all right because he was already white by then. The list goes on. But you know what people are mad about now? They're mad about Little Mermaid being black. But you know what? I got a problem with that too. Because that's like making Batman Mexican or Superman gay. They're fictitious characters. They're not even real. I mean, Hollywood, at least let us represent our people. But, hey, I'm not a movie critic. I'm just a rebel trying to rant. So, be careful what you watch. At the end of the day, they're all just movies. Be aware of self, be aware of mind, and beware of others. Thank you, and carpe diem.
Yeah. So reggae is in our music is entwined with country. So
Hold
it is
on.
amazing.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, it's really something else because I mean, it's just like hip hop. We sampled a lot of break beats and different things to create the genre of music. I mean, we took from everything that you can possibly take from to create something magical and something new. And it seems like people are doing that with reggae. It's unbelievable.
Africa now is taking reggae and have it in their own style.
Yeah, that's so true.
Afrobeat, the Spanish.
Afrobeats. Afrobeats is
Yes,
big. Drake just dropped an album with all these Afro beats.
they're hot, but it comes from reggae.
That's where it all starts. Now
Yes.
let me ask you this question now. I know we're talking about the documentary and everything like that, but give me a little background information on you. Like you started out, how do things go for you and
Well,
your journey?
I was in England and then I came here and I used the music from a child in England. We used to have those 4 stages houses, 4 floors, and my
Right.
uncle would move out everything and play and have house parties in the 60s and 70s. So I born in the music and the partying. I'm telling you. That's why I know all these artists and most of the songs them as a child because they're there. They used to have the sound system in the 60s to have house party and they used to sell liquor and everything as a child. Then I came to US, went to school, but I did modeling. I love modeling. And then I started creating my own pageant, beauty pageant, Miss Tropical Paradise. You can Google me. I'm all over there. Miss Tropical Paradise beauty pageant where dreams are made of. So I'm always helping the younger women to go back to Jamaica, enjoy Jamaica. It's a beautiful country, so don't be negative about Jamaica. So since I'm born in Jamaica, I go back for 16 years. I've been doing pageantry.
Wow.
So I've been doing this business for years, but that was beauty pageant. So those girls are right. Enough of these girls. One day I have the vision with the hip hop and reggae, and I said reggae should do better. Why are we not doing better?
Right.
And that's all. It came from here, not from no one. It came from me. And I called my daughter about the idea, and that's how it evolved. So I've been doing production from 1970 78. 78,
Wow.
79. So I'm in this business a long time.
Yeah.
On the beauty. But I used to do production and live shows with artists with my beauty pageant. So I get to know a lot of people. So that's me
Wow.
as a child loving the music, evolve, travel a lot, go to all the reggae concerts, get lucky to know all these famous legends and regular and the upcoming artists as well. So when I came up with the idea, I had most of them in my phone. So it was easy.
I know we were talking about that, and I'm really excited about some potential, things that we have cooking. Let's get reggae. Let's bring the awareness to especially Las Vegas, because I think that there is a reggae scene. They have a festival that comes out here and it's very well received. But I still think that there's so much more that we can do, by bringing it here in Vegas. And there's so many people that would truly enjoy it. Now,
yes,
I know
the
that
music. Yes,
and
definitely.
you were mentioning something to me about, like, you're doing your parties now, you got events going on. What are some of the things that you got going on to really increase the awareness?
Well, right now we're doing a 3-day celebrity mansion getaway in Montego Bay. So fly down, and guess who's the headliner? Junior Reid.
Junior Reid.
One Blood.
That's legend right there.
And Marcia Akins, I'm Still in Love with You, Boy. Sean Paul did it over.
Oh man, I love that song.
Yes. So, and that we have in 3 days of just nothing but music. And we're doing an all-white beach party at Tropical Bliss in Montego Bay on October 29th.
October 29th. So anybody that's interested in going to Montego Bay, they can just reach you. Call
me.
That's all you gotta do.
Because I have a travel agency is doing the packaging and everything. And I'm selling the 3-day package, VIP package. So you just buy your package and just go to all 3-day event, because the event gonna be amazing. We got a mansion up in the hills. I mean, this huge 7-bedroom mansion with pool, and we're gonna have meet and greet up in the hills. Like, this is couple of $1 million house there, and we're gonna throw a party there.
Hey, look, I'm gonna find my way there, man.
Like, you need to come down.
I gotta bring.
My friend Karen is coming.
Oh, okay. So that's gonna be something special. Wow.
And Mr. Greenwood is coming. Marlon Greenwood is coming down. He's
Marlon
performing.
Greenwood.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm gonna actually have Marlon Greenwood on this show, and he's gonna be, letting us hear some of his new music. I mean, just an amazing man.
Yes, and he's performing too.
Oh, so he's definitely gonna be performing.
His ticket is paid for and booked.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because I did the ticket, so I know he's coming.
That's what's up.
He's a busy man, so I just give me information, boom, boom, boom. Saturday evening, can you come down? We did that already.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
And they call him the Ultimate.
Oh, yeah, I know.
That's his stage name.
I saw his tagline. Well, that's great. And going back to the documentary, because I think that's the most important thing. Anyone that's interested, or if someone wants to be a part of it in some way, as you're building this thing up, because I know that you have big plans, how do they get in contact with you? Again, I want to make sure the audience is able to get in contact with you.
They can call me, and I have my email, same as the movie. Phone number is 347-633-0938. And my email address is ftlor2019@gmail.
Okay.
And I'm being very serious, Sly. I need investors.
Okay.
I'm not going to be beating around the bush, because I got this. Nobody got to do a movie. I'm doing series of movies, 60s. I'm doing 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and on and on. So look at your investment.
That's it.
production company in Jamaica that did the shoot. I did my first shoot already. I'm just trying to finish up the next one in November.
That's
in
it.
Jamaica. Yes.
We definitely gotta make that happen. So anyone that's tuning in, if you're an investor that that's serious about really getting behind something really cool, make sure you get in contact with her. And I just, I'm just so excited about the whole thing. I mean, you told me about it a few days ago, and I was like, I can't wait to interview.
Yeah, I know. You got really excited. I said, listen, I want the interview. I asked you for an interview. I need to tell my story. And the point is, with this movie, it's a documentary. And when I talk to, not even to say anything, because I'm confident with it. When I talk to Netflix, they love it. Suppose Netflix have a good chance Netflix might pick it up. So your investment is solid. And I have a distribution company too. They distribute documentary.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool.
And he said, if you do this movie right, Marcia, you could get an Oscar.
Yeah.
It's an Oscar-worthy idea. So do it right.
That's it. We got all the pieces together properly.
Yes.
Well, you got my support 100%.
Yes, and I'm coming to Las Vegas too.
Coming to Las Vegas because we got some ideas and things that we're going to speak into existence.
Yes.
And I'm really excited about that. And I want to thank you, Marcia, so much for being on the Mental Margarita show. You mean so much to us. And just to see a positive Black woman that's empowered with so much spirit and tenacity and knowledge, and you wanting to aware, other young women that are following your footsteps, and not only just women, but men too as well.
Yes.
And really preserving a culture that's so rich in history and taking that culture and making sure that it stays relevant. So I really appreciate that 100%.
Yeah, we want.
Now, if you having a good time in Las Vegas, at the count of 3, I want to hear you scream,